Longevity. That's what I'm going to talk about. Longevity. I've come to the conclusion that sugar is a poison. Now think about how addictive sugar is. Sugar is probably more addictive than cocaine or something. If anybody, think about that. Everybody I talked to I said, well, you need to cut back sugar for longevity. They say, I know, but I just can't do it. It's not a matter of can't, just won't, because you can do anything. You just have to stay aware of what you're eating. So it's so easy in this society just to go over here and I can go over there and grab some crackers and grab this and, But the superpower, what I found, is fasting. Because a lot of times you think you're hungry, but you're not. Like last night, I usually fast between 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. Now last night I didn't eat. I stopped eating about 4 o'clock, and didn't eat anything else. So about 9 o'clock, I thought I was hungry. I mean, I was thinking I need some food, but then I caught myself. I said, no, I'm not even hungry. Why do I feel like I need to eat when I'm not hungry? And so, boom. It's just a matter of sometimes you think you're hungry when you're not. You're not hungry. So longevity seems to be related to not overeating. When you don't overeat, your body is not overworking itself. And when you fast, your digestive system is able to rest, and that digestive system can put energy into the other systems. One of the systems that I know it helps in is your thoughts. It'll help all things, really. When you fast, it really helps you heal. Fasting is a healing property. A healing exercise in my mind. But really what I want to talk about is even crazier. It's even crazier. Cain killed Abel, right? Sugar cane. In the book of Revelation, it says the leaves are going to be for the healing of the land. In Genesis, Adam and Eve ate the fruit of the tree. Leaves of the tree, fruit of the tree. Fructose, it turns to sugar. Sugar's bad for you. They ate of the fruit of the tree. The leaves in Revelation, so the beginning, Adam and Eve fell. In the end, the nations are going to be healed. The leaves of the tree. Somebody sent me a message today about pine needles, and that does give you vitamin C. The leaves of the tree for the healing of the land in Revelation. In Genesis, Adam and Eve fell because they ate the fruit of the tree. It doesn't say apple. It doesn't say they ate an apple. It says fruit. And sure, maybe it was a specific fruit. I'm not sure exactly. It's not even about probably the fruit. But my point is the types and shadows, it's a holographic fractal. So we know if you gargle with salt and you have a sore throat, you're going to actually get rid of your sore throat. If you gargle with sugar, you're going to have a sore throat. Sugar cane. Cain can't. Abel is able. Cain can't. Abel is able. Sugar cane. Cain killed Abel. Sugar and spice and everything nice. But actually, Eve dropped the whole world. Eve talking about sugar and spice and everything nice. But the reality is Eve dropped the whole world down into time, befall, because she believed the devil. Now Adam went down with the ship. He made a choice to go down with her, but she was in the deception. She was deceived. She fell into deception. The whole thing about this whole reality is the whole Babylonian system is trying to get you to believe a lie. Will you believe one lie? If you believe one lie, then that devil starts building on that lie, building that lie. If you believe one lie, the devil will build up on that lie. It's all about the devil's a liar. Why would the devil want you to believe a lie? Because he's trying to kill. Steal, kill, and destroy. But he can't steal and kill. He can't bind the strong man unless you believe the lie first. And then he slowly starts to weave and weft. He wants to weave and weft that fake reality, just like a narcissist psychopath. They want to weave and weft that fake reality and get you to believe that lie. And once you believe and you eat that fruit of the tree, that lie of the tree, you eat something that's not good for you, because a lie is never good for you. But you digest that lie, you eat that lie, and you think you're going to have health. When the Jezebel spirit comes after you, right? Are they going to say, I'm Jezebel, I'm Jezebel? No, they're going to say something totally opposite of that. You can figure it out. But the whole time it's the Jezebel spirit. I'm to the point now. I had opportunity today somebody was in training and she was from another city, but she's already been through the training. She's just starting back again. But anyway, she said something about, she started talking about Sim. She said, you know that Sim cartoon? They used to have the Sims. I already knew what she was going to say. I said, yeah, this is a simulation. I said that. She shook her head, yes. And I showed her, not only is it a simulation, but it's a projection from the cross, because everything that you do is a cross. Cross your arm, cross your legs, cross your heart, hope to death, cross with your neighbor, cross-eyed, cross the street, across the street. Let's go across the street. Your crosswalk, crossword puzzle. So everything is the cross. And you see the cross members on these trusses right there on the highway signs. That's a truss, and it has cross members. Cross. Everything's a cross. So everything in front of you, it's even coded in your body. You cross your arms, cross your legs. You walk, your legs are crossing. As you walk, your legs are crossing each other. Cross the Rubicon. There's a time and place where you cross over the Rubicon and you don't return. And what is that time? True faith. True faith. You don't go back unless you have true faith. In other words, I said that wrong. You will go backward unless you have true faith, is what I meant to say. You know how it is. Let me say it again. There's a point where you cross over to no return. And this is what they're trying to stop. Because once you enter in true faith, you're not going to go backwards. You know that Jesus alone saves. It's faith alone in the finished work of Jesus. You know you can't trust yourself, because you could fall into sin at any moment, because he tells you that in Galatians. He says, you that are spiritual, be careful when you're rebuking. This is Galatians 6:1. When you're trying to pull somebody out of the clay, the miry clay, be careful lest you fall into the same condemnation. So when you're trying to reach in and pull somebody out, you could fall in with them. Except by the grace of God. And so that's why certain things you don't You set up parameters and boundaries and stuff that you have to set up, because otherwise you fall right in with them. Life's a trip, to be honest with you. And it's so simple. It's so simple. It's right in front of you. The flesh mind is self. Spell it backwards and you'll see it. Eternal, the letter H is eternity, the number 8. Self is flesh, eternally selfish. Spirit is the whole pie, S-P-I. Flesh is partiality, pieces cut off from source. Flesh is a piece, and you're just focused on one little slither of the whole pie. But spirit is the whole pie, S-P-I. And not only is it S-P-I, but it's writ, the Holy Writ, the whole Spirit, the Holy Spirit. S-P-I, there's the pie, the whole pie. Writ, it is written. So when you go get some bread, P-A-N is bread. Or you go get a pie. Why do you think they call it Panera bread? Pan. Let's say you go to Panera Bread and get you a pie. It's round, it's cut in pieces, but you got the whole pie. But most people are just eating a piece of the pie, but they don't even realize a piece of the pie tastes like the rest of the pie. You can taste the whole in the parts and the parts in the whole, and so that means it's a fractal. The whole truth's encoded in your hand, in your body. What is the whole truth? Cut, turn, union, flow. What is cut, turn, union, flow? The cross. What happened at the cross is cut. What is happening down here? He's turning you. Where is he turning you? Back to source, union. And why is he putting you back in union with himself? So you can flow. Because before you get back in union with Christ, you're not flowing. You're not flowing, you're stagnated. And not only are you stagnated, you're going backwards. You're a virus in the program. If you want to get in the program of God, you got to get out of the virus. You got to get away from being a virus, because the virus, somebody said something about Odyssey on the radio, or not radio, but on the internet. And there it is. There it appears. I thought, why are they talking about Odyssey? And there it is. And so that was yesterday. I was listening to a podcast, and they said something about the Odyssey or something. I thought, why are they talking about Odyssey? And there it is. That was the precog. Yesterday, that was a precog that Odyssey was going to appear in my line of view, the holographic reality. I don't know if I uploaded that video, but like, imagine a cloud right here of infinite possibilities in Jesus, and this is the screen that you're looking at out here. And so you think about something and you collapse the wave function, it appears here. This is why people say, I don't want to be around negative people. Exactly, because they collapse the wave function of negativity. But if you collapse the wave function of positivity, what's going to appear? Positivity. Positivity. You collapse that wave function and you get positive. If you give out positive, you get positive. You get out negative. In order to have friends, you got to be friendly, right? If you want a bunch of friends, you better be friendly. If you don't want a bunch of friends, be mean. Sometimes you need to be mean, get rid of everybody and start over. Sometimes your friends are your worst enemy, so sometimes you need new friends. You know, don't be sad about if you lose a friend, don't be sad, because there's another one out there. Especially saved people, you have unlimited you have unlimited family all over the world, for real. Doesn't matter if they're in China, Russia, Africa, New Zealand, Australia. If you're saved, you got family. I mean, real family all over. I got some some people on here that are real family. I mean, real family. They're more family than any bloodline I ever had. Because they're born again. They're real. They don't say they don't say I'm perfect, I'm religious and perfect, and I never make, no, they make mistakes. We all do. If there's a born again person and let's say they called me and said, oh, I got drunk last night, I'd say, that's not your real identity. Are you saved? Yeah. Well, that's not your real identity. The devil's going to try to beat you up until you keep doing it. And if you do, you'll eventually get tired of the repeat. Whatever sin so easily besets you, eventually you're going to get tired of that sin and you're going to rise up because of the Holy Spirit in you. Now, don't magnify it and don't ignore it. Don't beat yourself up and don't ignore it. Give it to God. Say, Lord, renew your mind, and eventually you'll just grow out of it. See, Christianity, real Christianity, is not religion. It's not touch not, taste not, handle not. Well, I'm not going to a movie. And who said a movie was bad for you, really? A movie is no different than reading the Bible, because you see the negative, and when you read the Bible, you see some murder and you see some bad stuff. So if you go to the movie, what are you going to see? Some bad stuff and some good stuff. But you're going to see the bad, like the superheroes move from their selfish to their unselfish. You're going to see some bad stuff in this world. And if you try to hide from it, and I tried to hide from it for the first 20-some years of my life. I tried to hide from it. I didn't want to see it. But it's you gotta, when you see the horror show right out in front of you. I don't like to watch horror shows. But if you do, let's say you like it. You know what the horror show is? Jesus had to go to the cross for your sin. Jesus had to die and pay for your sin. He became sin for you. He became the snake on the cross and nailed the snake to the cross, and then he rose again. But he nailed your sin to the cross, and that was the horror show. That's all your horror movies happen right there at the cross. Back to what I was saying. So all this is a projection from the cross. Everything's a sine wave or sin wave, and everything's a projection from the cross. So everything out in front of you is a projection. And each moment, just like these dashes, a dash, a dash, a dash, a dash, a dash, moment by moment by moment by moment, is a projection of the cross. And when you really wake up to it, at first you want to get depressed and say, oh, I'm just in a repeat every moment. Exactly. But what you can do is flip that into praise and worship, and then you won't be depressed, because at least God created you and gave you eternal life if you're saved. I'm tired of the repeat. I get that way all the time, especially when I do Uber a lot. I get tired of those same repeat roads. It's the same stuff every day. But most people, they get tired they go into midlife crisis and they start drinking and drugging. Instead of improving themselves, they're destroying themselves. So the repeat is designed, that's a habit. I came in here to get a snack. I'm not doing it. I caught myself. I'm not hungry. Why would I go in there when I'm not hungry and I don't need a snack? Why would I do that? That don't make sense. And it's just a habit. I was not self-aware right just then. I woke up to my insanity of going in there and spending money that I don't need to spend, or something I don't even need. Actually, in the back of my trunk, there's some bunch of soup. Now, yesterday or the day before, I said I might go to the grocery store and get me some soup. And believe it or not, somebody left 2 boxes of soup the very next day. I went in to work, and the 2 boxes were there of soup that somebody was throwing out. And they're good, the expiration is way out, they just didn't want it. My point is, the reflection. I was aware of what I said in the video. What I talked about. I was aware of what I said, and it appeared. You can look at the video. I don't remember the name of it. It's probably the video where I was talking about probably 2 days ago. It appeared the next day. I didn't grab them till today. What was the name of that video? I don't know if sugar is a poison is what I was talking about. And intermittent fasting. Really, that's all I've been thinking about, really. But when you get your electrolytes, Gatorade Zero is what I drink now. You get your electrolytes and you cut back your intake, you feel 1,000 times better. You feel 10 years younger, to be honest with you. You feel 10 years younger. Look at that. That tire's flat again. Well, they pumped it up today. It was flat this morning. I don't know why they don't fix that tire. That's crazy. What was I talking about? What was I talking about? I done forgot what I was talking about. Oh, longevity. Longevity, in my mind, is get your heart right. Forgive everybody. Hold no bitterness. If somebody's pulling you down, get away from them for a season. It might be 5 years. It might be 10. You might not ever see them again. Don't live in the past. Cut back sugar. Fast. And when something hits you, pray. As soon as something hits you, fix it by prayer. If there's a problem that you never faced, other people have faced it. This is the biggest lesson that I wish I could just pass it on to the whole world. Because there's a lot of people. I mean, almost most people, when they get hit with a problem, they think, oh no, this is the worst problem ever. And we've all done it. What am I going to do? But you're not the only one to face that problem. Other millions of people have faced that problem before it appeared to you. So why not go online, study it, do the research, read the white papers, read anything you can to that problem that hits you. Research every which way but loose how to fix that problem, and don't stop until you fix it. Just like that flat tire over there. That's why that's why I lost my concentration, because I'm sitting here thinking, I've been watching that tire for over a year and they just don't want to fix it. And all they would have to do to fix that tire is go down here for $3 or $4. I actually I've got it in my hatchback here. But they're so mean to me. If they weren't so mean, I'd go over there and fix it for them. But my point is, all you have to do is get one of those plugs, put in there, pump it up, and you're done. For $2. A plug that you can get at Walmart or the dollar store for $2. It's just ridiculous. So why don't they research that problem, how to fix a tire? And after you research, and you watch enough videos, you read enough books, or you learn everything you can, eventually you know how to fix it. And it doesn't take but 5 minutes to fix it. Whatever you're facing has already hit somebody. So why not learn from them? And don't just go to one doctor and get an opinion. Go about 5 and watch some stuff online. There's some doctors online. Do your own research. Read some papers. If something is hitting you, why not fix it? You have enough cycles in a day, a week, a month, whatever. You have enough cycles that if you focus on that problem, whatever it is, whether it's your joints hurt, okay? So your joints hurt. So focus on other people who fix that problem. Number 1, cut out sugar and your joint pain will probably go away. Number 2, take some turmeric or whatever. Number 3, drink more water. I mean, I'm not even a doctor. I'm just thinking things what I would do. If my joints were hurting, I'd cut back sugar. I'd do a fast. I would start putting turmeric. I take 150 milligram aspirin. I would drink more water. I would sleep more. I would get my 8 hours in. Those 5 things right there might solve your problem if you have joint pain. A lot of people have that. They have that ailment where they call it. What's the word for it? There's no disease. They just feel bad. You do those 5 things. Go take some deep breaths. Go take some deep breaths. You just by taking a deep breath, you'll feel better. I think a lot of problem. I'm just talking now. I'm just giving you my perspective. What I think a lot of people's problem is, they have people in their life that are pulling them down, but they don't. But that person saying, "Oh, I love you," but at the same time they're pulling them down. I think this is rampant. I think this is just totally rampant. I think there's a lot of people that are sick or feel bad, but not because they're really sick, but the people around them are sick, spiritually sick, and everything they say is to pull. It's like a witchcraft. It's witchcraft to pull them down. And if they got away from those witches or those warlocks, they would feel better. And part of it is the news, the TV, the music. The music's witchcraft. It's all witchcraft. If you got a song in your mind that you can't get rid of, don't you think that's witchcraft? Wouldn't you rather have Bible verses in your mind? If you got a song that's repeating in your mind and you can't get that out of your mind, why do you keep listening to it? Because that song is controlling your thoughts. Don't you want to control your own thoughts? For real. That's why I suggest if you listen to my channel, that's fine. But don't just listen to me. Listen to other people, because you don't want my words or my voice encoded into your brain. Listen to some good fundamental preachers. Listen to some good Christian music. Listen to other people who are teachers. Don't just stay in one groove, because you take a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. And so you take all those pieces, you put them together, and you make a whole. Just like when you make some food. So let's say you were baking a pie. You put this ingredient, you mix it all together, and you get a whole pie. You don't just take one ingredient, you have many. So the body of Christ has many people with many gifts, and each person has a piece of the pie. You don't worship a person. You don't worship a preacher. You don't worship your pastor. You don't worship your spouse. You don't worship anything down here but God. Your spouse is going to mess up. They're born in sin just like you were. Don't expect perfection from anybody, especially not a preacher. But if you do find a couple teachers that are zeroing in on source, there's your meat and your drink. Your spiritual food is right there. Now, a lot of times you'll listen to one. Like I've listened to Charles Stanley the first 5 years I was saved for, everything. Then I did listen to Joyce Myers and Tony Evans, Adrian Rogers, David Jeremiah. I listened to a lot of guys from Dallas Seminary. I did listen to some Pentecostal. I did listen to the only people I didn't listen to. I did listen to some Catholic priests, but just for a month or two. Some Methodists, but the Catholics and the Methodists, I didn't really get anything out of those guys at all. But you could pull pieces out of the whole pie. And then when I started decoding the 666 and then decoding the blood of his cross everywhere, then I started listening to some of these esoteric teachers. Doesn't mean I agree with them. I even listened to some of the witches, just see what they were saying. Doesn't mean I agree with them, but I even listened to Louis Farrakhan a long time ago. Doesn't mean I agree with him, but I was grounded in the Word. I'm not saying listen to these false teachers unless you're grounded in the Word. But what you can do is you can actually see where the false teachers are telling you a lie. If you have the whole truth, then you can listen to these people, and you can actually catch the lie, comparing it with Scripture, comparing it with the truth. And so when you listen to these liars, you can actually see how the devil's a master deceiver, and he's a multi-level chess player. He can play at multi-levels at once. And that's why the devil's so dangerous, because he's got all these agents out here that are lying, like the warlocks and the witches and the sorcerers and all that. They're telling you, like Oprah Winfrey, there's got Oprah. What does Oprah? Oprah says, "Oh, there's got to be more than one way than Jesus." No, Oprah. Jesus is the way, the truth, the life. There's only one way, Oprah. And so, you got to be careful. You got to get grounded first, and then you're able to catch the lies. But when you catch those lies, you can actually flip it upside down and see the lie that he's trying to. You can actually see how he's building upon those lies and trying to pull people into this fake reality. But actually, to go into fake reality, your cognitive dissonance that kicks in. You have to ignore it, and your mind starts to split. If you believe two lies, you can't believe that the sun rises at the same time it's rising as falling. You can't believe that. Now the sun rises and it falls, or maybe that's not a good example because it is falling from a different perspective probably. But you can't believe that tree is standing there and also believe at the same time it's fell down on the ground. Now if you look past time, yeah, it's going to eventually fall. But you can't believe that tree is actually standing there right now and at the same time fell. You can't believe it. And if you do believe that, and that's what the warlocks and the witches are trying to do, they're trying to get you to believe a lie alongside of a truth to cause cognitive or two contradictory things is what they're doing. This contradicts this, and they're trying to get you to accept that when it's a flat out lie to cause cognitive dissonance to split your mind. The MK Ultra, from my perspective, MK Ultra in a nutshell,